different countries. We are in.
Were they right?
We are in England.
Were they right?
Yeah.
Were they right?
They would go.
Were the Italians right in making that law?
I can't make that decision.
Right.
I can't make that decision.
So, do you have a problem with the Italian government?
Why does that matter? Because
you have a problem with people.
I feel like you're trying to justify.
No, I am.
Listen,
good point, sister.
Justify why it's fine.
What I'm demonstrating to you, what we call double standard.
Fantastic.
Double standard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you know what double standard is?
Yes.
That is a double standard.
Do you know what double standard is?
That is a double. Because I said, oh yeah, 18 years old, and you tried to pull up facts about a 14-year-old in a different country. That's what you're trying to.
Thank you.
I am simply saying.
You're making a point now.
Why do
You're making a point now.
You're missing my
Serbia.
point.
Why is it
Why did
Austria?
marry a 9-year-old?
Fantastic. Bulgaria, Portugal.
You can't.
So,
because they are deemed as paedophiles, mate.
Yes.
They are deemed, that is paedophilia. Would you let your family do it? No. Would you let your sister do it? Hey, maybe if you're having incest, yeah. But otherwise, no. That is because it's your mentality, and there is that.
Are they trying to justify this?
Now,
well done, sister.
What you have realized, there are many countries in the world, by legislation, man can have sexual relationship with a 14-year-old, and the people of that country have no problem with it.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with all those countries and their governments and the people, I suggest you go and you quarrel with them. But the point is established. The point is quite established. Societies, they have differences even within their lawmaking. At what age they consider women are ready to have physical relationship, right? Even today they differ.
Yeah.
You are just here talking about 18 because maybe that's this country 18.
Well, actually, the age of consent in this country is 16. But you have to be an adult.
But you're saying 18, right?
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me continue.
I'm not talking about the age of consent. You
let me
asked
continue.
me what age an adult is, and I'm saying in this country you are only an adult at 18. No, the age of consent is 16.
Yes.
Yeah, the age of consent.
They
the
consider
age of
themselves
consent.
adults.
No, because the age of consent doesn't mean you're an adult.
Okay, but you're referring to what were you originally asking about sexual relations?
Yeah. I was talking about sexual
relations. So basically, you're saying even in this country, people are not adults because the age of consent is 16. So living in this country in Britain, and I'm sure you accept British values.
Yeah.
Good. So, do you accept the British value that you can have a relationship with someone who is not an adult at the age of 16?
So, are you asking me if you can have...
No, I'm asking you, do you agree with the British value?
Yeah.
In which it says you can have sexual relationship with a minor at the age of 16 when clearly they're not adults, according to your definition.
Okay, that is only my definition because that is the country we live in. That is not what I would personally
Please answer the question in any way you like.
But that's why I just said to you, mate. That is because British values, British whatever you call it, the laws, it's like the whole messed up thing with cannabis, you can...
So you don't agree with it, you're saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I personally, as a woman, if a 16-year-old wants to have a relationship with a 32-year-old man, as an example, by law in this country, the man will not be prosecuted because she has given consent, because that is...
But she's a minor, right?
She is still a minor. Yes.
Not adults?
She's not an adult, no.
So this country legislated...
Consent does not define whether you're an adult. That's what I'm saying. Because
Thank you.
in different countries, it is 14 years old.
Interesting you said that.
I don't know why you don't get it.
No, interesting point you made. You know, interesting point you made. You're saying you are reluctantly happy and agree and accept that you can have sexual relationship with non-adults, meaning children.
Well, at the age of 16 years old.
Listen.
But this is what
technically, 16, according to your definition, is not an adult, it's a child. Yeah. So you are saying you are happy.
I'm not
very happy.
I'm not very happy, mate. Don't take those words out of my mouth.
I'm not very happy. But you accept it. But you accept it.
I'm saying that I only accept it because that is the law that is set within England. That is what is set by the government. The British government defines these laws. I only...
Would you disagree with that? Would you disagree?
Yeah, I would disagree with that.
Excellent. Now the question is, excellent.
He disagree with a 9-year-old
This is exactly what I agree with you, that if we have people being chosen to represent us in our governments, and they decide what is best for us, what makes us adults.
Does it make it true? What question?
I want to make my point and you interrupt my line of thought, right?
Mate.
So what I'm saying, sister, which I agree with you there, if a country decides by representatives of this country, by certain people, voted to be our representatives, right, or any other country, they can actually come with laws which not necessarily be right for the people. You demonstrated one example where in Britain, the people voted for these people to be representative of us, and they decided with a law, for a law, which you'd say which is not correct, not right, because it's essentially saying age of consent means having sexual relationship with a minor, because they're all children. So you are now demonstrating from the values of this country, for example, where society makes its own laws, they can change. I agree with you, societal laws can change. They do not determine what makes an adult an adult. Excellent point. Adults, to become an adult, you have to have an external other definition, which is universally agreed objectively, not this relatively and subjectively from time to time, place to place, like in Hungary, in Italy, they're saying 14, right? Right. So now we realize that to become an adult, whose definition are we going to follow? It has to be something objective, agreed upon by everyone, right?
Just some advice,
Not just you only, or me only, but everyone. So go ahead, tell us how we can come to this definition of an adult objectively by everyone.
What was your question?
How can we, by knowing, okay, that's the thing, sometimes personally human beings, we are twisted. We will hurt other people, we will kill other people, we will do horrible things to other people. So personally, for us to be able to say, oh, we have to all agree on it, we will have to be on the same page, is wrong. Because by one person's definition can be different from another person's definition. And that is why I think that certain situations where in this country, 16 years old, you can consent, but you are not an adult, is wrong. And that is why we should look within ourselves, within humanity, not within religion, not within, you know, like everything else, as you say, but within that, within ourselves, and think, oh, okay, would I do this? And unfortunately, yes, there are a lot of cases where children are, you know, molested by their family. And that is wrong. That is wrong. But that can happen anywhere. I'm not saying that happens necessarily within a
like in Britain,
circle.
for example, right?
I'm saying that can happen anywhere.
Talk about Britain.
Anywhere, because I'm not necessarily trying to preach about, oh, Britain's bad because of this, Britain's bad because of that. I'm saying that certainly this mentality towards, oh, you're only physically ready, you have to be physically ready, is wrong. That, what I've heard from you is wrong. That is wrong, because physically...
So you're saying if they're not physically ready, it's okay?
No, I'm not saying that.
I am saying the minimum.
You have to be...
Do you agree the bare minimum is people to have relationship of this nature, intimate relationship, they have to be biologically ready, otherwise you are actually harming someone. Do you agree?
I agree. You will harm
So
someone.
the minimum standard is when you're going to get married, according to what we understand, that you have to be physically ready at least as a minimum standard. Otherwise, there's a potential to harm.
Yeah.
Good.
But that is
now,
not defined
I want to,
by whether a woman
wait.
bleeds
Biological.
In certain places, you've said that a woman will bleed, and that is when she's ready, because she's bleeding.
Again, we are going in circles.
I agree.
Are you saying? Are you?
She has started her period,
your example was about the bones, right?
Yeah, the bones.
Bones.
Yeah, but that's what
now,
I'm saying, mate. At the end of the day, I don't think we're going to agree here, because within your...
Do you know why we're not going to agree?
Because you are defined by religion. You are not defined by yourself.
Do you not believe in religion?
Mate, I believe you can have a personal relationship.
Do you not believe in a religion yourself?
I believe in God. I believe in God. I don't believe necessarily in a religion.
You know what?
But I believe in God.
No problem.
And that is not
No problem. I want to ask you one question on this, though. One question. If you believe in God, and if your God tells you that you should get married at age 17.5 years old, 17.5 years old, would you disagree with your God?
But who?
If your God, your God.
Because my God,
yes.
My God.
If your God said, you said you believe in a God, did you right?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
How do I know that?
You said you believe in a God.
Yeah.
Good. If your
believe
God,
there is an existence out
no,
there.
if your God personally told you it's okay to get married at age of 17.5 years old, and this is when you become an adult, would you agree or disagree with your God?
It could be a demon. It could
That's
be your
what
own
I'm
mind.
saying.
It could be your...
I'm saying
messed up
that personally, I'm not saying I would agree. I'm saying that because if you're saying it's my God, Then what?
Remain behind the camera.
Because that's what I believe in my God.
Sorry.
Like, this is what I'm saying. It's very relationship.
Sorry, I missed the answer.
Because
would you agree or disagree with your God?
I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know. I can say I don't know because. At the
So
end
you
of
have
the
a belief in God?
I have a. But this is why, because you're throwing some bullshit thing at me. No offense, yeah, by saying, "Oh my God," if my God, because who? What? Because
you're just showing. Look, we believe in a God, right?
Yeah.
So you said you believe in a God, yeah? If you had a connection with that God, let's say you did right now, just example.
But why are you trying to ask me this question?
I'll show you. We'll show you if you let me finish.
I'm not justifying my thing at all. I'm trying to help you understand what we call principles, so that we can learn from each other and tolerate each other. Obviously, I don't see any toleration.
So if you had a God and that God commanded you, that you say 18, right? But if you, let's say God spoke to you, your God, yeah? Listen.
And spoke to you personally.
There are people that think God says that they are the next
Let's say you were sure.
That is why
we're doing a hypothetical situation.
Like, because hypotheticals don't mean... No, because I don't want to go on your fucking hypotheticals,
okay, calm down, sister, calm down. Listen, the fact of the matter is, if your God told you and you believed it was God, and he said 17 and a half, I believe you say, yeah, sure, okay.
Would you?
Would I? Honestly. What? Because if I'm thinking I'm being told by God? No, because no one gets told by God.
No, let's say you did. Let's say you knew
it was God. I did. Let's say I'm a fucking man right now, and I'm not, am I? That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you understand that. I don't think you understand that.
Hypotheticals at me.
I don't think you understand that.
I'm missing the point, yeah, because
yes, I know, that's what I'm trying to explain, sister.
Yeah, okay.
What we're trying to say is, look, you said 18. Okay, sister, it doesn't sound like you want to know.
That's fine. Let's go. This is what emotional does to people. You see, if you engage with emotional, which drives your whole life by emotions without any kind of intellectual reasoning and thinking, this is what will happen to us, unfortunately. So may God protect us from this kind of, situation to fall into, because I can understand she probably has some experience or some brain washing like the Christians, side by side, whispering to your ears, you know what? This happens, and people are misled by this emotional thing. This is called emotional brainwashing and hijacking of your intellect. If you don't really let your intellect to decide how you should live your life, and your emotion to lead your life, this is what's going to happen to you. That was a very good question, wasn't it? If she believes in a God, and God said, you become an adult when you're 17 and a half years old, you can get married. Would she agree or disagree? She knows the game is up already. Because at that point, she has to agree. Because if she believes in that God, then the idea of 18 being the age of when you become an adult, it's becoming nonsensical. So where did it come from? Your bone age? Which scientists ever say, you know what, your bone age determines you're an adult or not? Our bones keep on growing for a long, long time. So according to her logic, you shouldn't get married at all, maybe when,
Before they didn't have a machine to test the bone.
Yeah. So this really shows what we call, ignorance of the reality. If we don't face up and learn about these issues, then our ignorance will overcome us, and we will be a people of intolerance, and also people who don't show any mercy or justice whatsoever. So what I can say is, again, it seems like after every discussion I have to offer people an encouragement. Please wake up to the reality. Wake up to the reality and ask yourself these questions. Am I being fooled and hijacked and brainwashed by my society, my system, people around me and the propaganda machines? Shouldn't I just open up the book and see what does medicine have to say on this issue? At what age you become an adult? At what age you can have physical relationship? Why are countries, they say 14 is okay and you consider to be 18 is okay? You go against the whole of these countries. Based on what? Your misunderstanding of science. May Allah give us the tawfiq, the ability to understand the reality, learn from it, apply in our lives so we can be a better person. Thank you.